Hi, thanks for watching and welcome again. My name is Sean Smith and I'm a leadership mentor working with small business leaders and their leadership to get results, no fluff, just results. So yesterday we did video 1 and today we're on video 2. So yesterday we spoke about how to boost your leadership, part 1, and we saw that small business leadership is about ultimately getting results. We saw that it involves, leadership involves many hats, but ultimately it's results. And so we saw that you need to have impact, which is getting results, and you need to have influence, which is taking people on a journey, and then you need to be an inspiration, which means you are able to share your passion about your vision, your mission, etc. You're able to communicate effectively to others. And then as a small business leader, you need to be able to map your personal brand. You need to be able to, your personal brand is that because people buy from you, not from a name. They buy from you. You're not that big. When you're a small business leader, you're not Nike or McDonald's or something, is that those are names. But when it's you as a small business leader, they're buying from you. So you need to be able to map out clearly what is your personal brand, what is your strategy, where are you going and how are you going to get there. And then on your communication, you need to be able to effectively communicate to your world your message and get your message across. And then your team, you need to be able to map out a clear mobilization engagement process to building a high performance team as you go. Now you may just be, if you just a solopreneur, then your team may be the stakeholders. You may be using virtual teams, virtual players, suppliers, etc., etc. Still, you need to have a clear map on building even that team. And then lastly, that I didn't mention is your marketing, is how to reach your target audience. And those are like very important, and you need to wear all those hats besides managing all your resources, your product, your budget, etc., etc. So, but all of that doesn't really matter if you're not grounded as a leader. And we spoke about how to map out on one page your leadership map, or how to get yourself grounded, how to get focused on priorities, how to give yourself a clear path to results, even while you're keeping your business accountable and aligned and yourself accountable and aligned. And then focusing on a few essential areas consistently that will keep you grounded and your team aligned and accountable and motivated, which is very important as well. And then you have clarity to communicate a clear message of who you are. You also stay calm and focused. If you can put everything together, all of this on one page, can you imagine? Procter & Gamble, they brought out a policy many years ago, and that said, if you can't put it on one page, it's too much. And so you've got to be able to comprehensively and concisely be able to establish everything that you communicate on one page. And that's what I'm talking about, mapping the essential areas of your leadership onto one page to keep focus, to keep priority, to work on what matters most. And when you can look at that, you know that you are communicating that, you stay calm and focused when others are panicking and stressing. And so today we're going to look at those essential, vital areas of your leadership. So that's what we're looking at today. And I want to say this is that it's important when you're looking at it, it challenges you. What we're going to look at is when you look at these essential areas, it challenges you to be clear, both for yourself and for your business. And you can actually roll it out into other areas as well, including your team. So let's have a look at the areas. What are the essential areas? What are the essential areas that give you a clear path to results? Cut out the fluff, no fancy stuff, energy. Let's talk about the things that give you results right here. And so number one is your mission. The number one, and I got, hey, I even got, well, that's not going to work because it's back to front. I hope you can see it like that, but that's, I didn't consider that it is like a mirror, it goes backwards, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. Anyway, here we go. So the first one is mission, your mission. And it's important to know why. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you in business? What is your purpose? What is your higher purpose for your business? How are people better off because of what you do and what your business does? What contribution do you want to make and are you making to the world? And so as with other things, you need to work on both your personal and your business mission and get the two aligned. So the closer you can be aligned, the better it is. So, personally, you need to look at your mission and then your business and see, are they aligned? Are they feeding together? So mission is really about the higher purpose. It's about your purpose. And then vision. The second one is vision. So in the vision is just like mission, you need to have a clarity on both areas. So in your vision, it's important to have a compelling vision, because when things when you're under pressure, you will have perseverance. You'll be able to keep perspective in the midst of everything. So because you know where you're going, I call it a strategic destination. You know where you are going and you can clearly communicate that. You have to have that compelling vision and that keeps pulling you in the right direction. Even when there's so many distractions to pull you in different directions, you can keep perspective and keep moving in the right direction. And it's nearly like vision, mission and vision is an oversold entity. But still, I sit with small business leaders who have not established clarity and have a compelling sense of what is their mission and what is their vision. Even though we've heard about it over and over and over again, and yet, but you don't have to make it like this huge thing. It can be just really establishing your contribution and your direction, your destination that you headed in. The third one that we're looking at is values. I really hope this comes out the right way on the video. Anyway, your values. Values play a critical role in grounding you as a leader. So when you find yourself under pressure, values will help you keep perspective and to persevere and to thrive. This is another area that is so undersold or undervalued. Values, undervalued. We need to value values. And what are our values? And really look at them and say, are we acting on these values? What does that mean to us? And it's important to be clear about both your personal values and your business values. In fact, when I'm working with the team, is to look at the team values even. What is the corresponding values amongst each other? And that's very important to get a balance in those as well. Make sure your values and your organization or your business and your team, all the values fit. They need to fit and find a way of fitting. And so because values are really, really undervalued, it's something that I find is so frustrating at times, because values affect and drive your culture. So the values that you live personally as a leader and the values that you've established as a business that you are promoting and living in your business realm, both contribute very strongly to the culture of your business or your organization or your department or your team. So it's vital that you have those values well established, and you understand how they are driving the culture. What is the behavior? What does it look like? What does it sound like? Can your team, can your business, can your stakeholders pick up on what your values are and that you stand for that? What do you stand for? Very, very important. The next one is edge. So we're talking about mission, vision, values, and now we're talking about edge. Successful people and businesses have an edge. That's something that differentiates them. What are your talents and skills that you have that are valuable? It doesn't mean to say that you're some space cadet, that you're an astronaut. It doesn't have to mean that. It just means that you have focused on talents, strengths, skills that are valuable, that are differentiate you from the rest. That's something that you have accentuated in your life. What is your gifting? What is your gifting that you can carry out to the world? So how does your business define its edge? How do you define your edge as a business? And you've got to have something that makes you stand out. There's so many voices in the marketplace. There's so many voices in your industry. What makes you stand out amongst everybody else? And then the next one we're looking at is performance metrics. Performance metrics are also an essential area that you need to look at. Performance metrics, ultimately, you are paid to perform. You are paid to perform. You are paid to get results. But it's not always easy to define your performance and what it means for your leadership and in your business. How do you define performance in you and in your business? So in this part of the leader's grounding process, you need to choose key performance metrics, key metrics that tell you whether you are doing a great job or not, and whether your organization is moving forward. It doesn't have to be many, but a few that can really measure you. And that way you can easily communicate what you need to do and communicate to what others need to do. You can communicate clearly what needs to be done to keep moving you forward. And that is another very important thing, is that with performance metrics, it's so essential, because how do you measure if you're on the right track? How do you measure if you're moving towards getting results? If you're just doing whatever comes, and this is where you get caught up in the urgent, you get caught up in the critical, you get caught up in so many distractions, and now you lose the very essentials that move you in the right direction towards success and results. Remember, leadership is about leading you and leading your business to results, to accomplishing, to impact, influence, and inspiration. So your performance metrics are very, very important. And when you establish them, you can easily communicate what you need to do and what others need to be doing. Clear. It's very clear. All right. So the next one we're going to look at is, in fact, initiatives. If it doesn't come in, initiatives. Read backwards. Initiatives are what are the top, you need to look at what are the top 3 to 5 key initiatives that help your organization better serve customers, be more competitive, and achieve the performance metrics. What projects, what key initiatives, and there should only be 3 to 5. If you've got too many, you are going to be just wearing yourself out. You're in overwhelm. And that's where stress comes in, is when you're trying to do too many things. And I understand when you are a small business leader, you tend to be involved in everything, but you've got to begin to establish the 3 to 5 things that you have to be involved in that will drive your performance metrics and help you achieve your performance metrics. So So, when you've established your initiatives, you need to establish initiatives that better help you serve your customer, keep you competitive, and achieve your performance metrics. So, many times we're involved in things that have no relationship to our strategy, to our mission, and to our performance. We're just involved in stuff. People, things, environment can draw you out into all sorts of things that have no focus to what you're supposed to be doing. By carefully choosing a few initiatives with the highest impact, you can manage your time and improve results as you move forward. Okay, it can give you time management. You see, is that many business leaders want, help me do a time management course. Well, really, if you get your priorities right, you get your focus right. If you get focused on the right things, time management becomes irrelevant because you will manage your time because you're focused on the right things and what is essential, and ultimately improve your results. So that is the next one, very, very important. All right, the next essential area of leadership to get results that gets you grounded is your professional relationships. Your professional relationships. Leaders get results by working with people. Therefore, having professional relationships with the right people determines a large part of your success. You need to be connected to the right people. Very, very important. This piece of the leader's grounding process asks you to identify the key people that you need on your side to succeed. Who do you need to know? Who are the key people, the key influences that you need to know? And not just who do you need to know now, but who will you need to know in the future as you grow and accomplish other levels in your business and in your leadership? Who do you need to know? You need to develop a strategy on connecting with the right people and how to begin to build a relationship towards the future key relationships, because you need them on your side to succeed. Leadership is really about working with people and getting results by working with the right people. So another essential area is your professional relationships. Of course, there's also your personal relationships on developing your personal leadership. Then the last one is development. Development. Your personal and professional development. Even leaders at the top of their careers continuously evolve, learn, and improve. And what are you doing? What are you doing to improve yourself? Again, because you get caught up in every day what you're doing, you're not actually developing yourself. You don't spend time developing yourself. So successful leaders, top of their careers, top leaders basically are building on their strengths, adopting more effective behaviors. So they focus on their behaviors and their attitudes and on their skills and on their knowledge. So this part of the grounding process challenges you to choose a few areas. Again, not a huge amount. You cannot have 15, 20 steps, in these areas. You just get lost in all of that. Nice to know, but choosing just select a few very vital areas of development moves you forward and will lead directly to improved results. And you know that, but sometimes we just get caught up and stuck, and we're not moving forward, we're not developing ourselves. So it's not easy to stay grounded as a leader in a complex and evolving organization and in a complex and evolving business and industry and world. It's complex, it's evolving, things are changing all the time. And so it's not easy to stay grounded in that. But when you're looking at these 8 essential areas, it requires you to think, to reflect, to get advice, to get input from others, and then to prioritize. Let's look at them again. You're talking about vision that gives you perspective. You're talking about mission, which gives you purpose. You're talking about edge, which is what is your value. You're talking about metrics, how to move forward, moving forward, establishing a measure of moving forward. We talk about initiatives, which are what projects do you need to be doing to focus on that can accomplish those measurements, those metrics, those key metrics that move you forward. Then we're talking about relationships, knowing the right people, connecting with the right people, developing the relationship with key people that will help you be more successful and help you improve. And then lastly is your development. How do you improve? What are you doing to improve your behavior, your perception, your skills, your strengths, etc.? You need those are your 8 essential areas that get you grounded as a leader. Now, again, time and time again, I work with small business leaders. I work with leaders in many fields. And when we begin to look at this, they go, I never thought about that. I haven't focused on that. I know I need to. I know all of them, but I haven't focused on them. And generally, they're the ones that are all over the place. Well, everybody's all over the place, And so I help them and assist them to come back to alignment in those areas. And so when you look at those areas, it takes courage, it takes honesty, it takes, as I said, reflection, advice, input from others. But it takes honesty to look at that and say, this is where I am in the 8 areas, and this is where my business is in those 8 areas. I need to get them aligned. Is there a fit? If there's not a fit, how can I get the fit? That's where you build in strategy into those areas, and you can get those areas to fit. Because the closer they fit, the less energy it takes to actually lead. The less energy it takes, because there's the less overwhelm you have, the less stress you have, because suddenly you wake up in the morning and you know exactly where your business is going. Now, when you've established this, some of the questions that I've been asked is like, how do I keep up and coming leaders motivated and inspired? Well, another question was, how do I keep the business aligned with everybody, with the whole team? And this is exactly how I've seen it done. This is what Fortune 500 companies have used this tool and done this. Is basically what you do is, it's a cascading effect. You as a small business leader, you begin to look at these 8 essential areas, you deep dive into them, you begin to unpack them for yourself, take the time and focus yourself. Get your personal leadership and then your business established in these areas, get them fitting together, then you cascade it down and get your team. When your team is each one looking at it and seeing how they fit to the whole process, then basically what happens is everybody gets onto the same page. Everybody's got input. Everybody's looking and measuring themselves. Instead of you having to drive it, instead of a boss driving a team, you become a leader that leads your team in a strategic direction. Everybody knows what your company is about. They know what your mission is, what your vision is, what your values are, how that plays out. They know what the edge is, so they're able to communicate that to your customers in customer service. What are your focus points? What is your value? What is your metrics for this year, for the next 3 years? They know what is the projects that you're involved in. You personally as a leader, so they know where your time is going. And then as a business, what are your key initiatives? What are your key projects? So they know where the whole organization, they know where to focus. They know what to give their energy and their time to. And so, and now you have in fact this one-page map. You have a map or a tool that holds you, the business, and the whole team accountable and aligned to where you are moving. Now you lead through a tool. You lead through key essential areas. And when you do, you know, everybody on boards, when they are contributing to that, you have discussions around that. You know what you need to do. You can communicate what they need to do. They know what they need to do. They can see it. They can measure themselves. Their own development is being established, and they building relationships. You building relationships. You building relationships with each other, and now the whole thing begins to work out. Now, I'm not saying this is like the be-all and end-all of everything, but a powerful, powerful grounding process that for your leadership, to boost your leadership so that you can take people with you on a journey in your strategic direction. So very, very important. You know, as I said, this is a proprietary process that has been used in Fortune 500 companies. In top level executives, I use this with CEOs, managing directors, management teams, and I'm bringing it to you, to you as a leader, that you can use it to guide and lead your team and your business and your leadership. You can take it to results in the future. This is the grounding part. All the rest comes from out of this. If you don't have this clear, then it's very difficult to have a marketing message to your market and to your industry. So it challenges you to check your alignment between your own priorities and those of your business. And so that's what I really want to leave with you today. We've got more questions that have come up on the Facebook events page in the comments there. Great questions. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be answering those questions as we move along. And hopefully I'm covering some of it as we go. I'm trying to cover some of it in the videos, training videos as we go along. So sign up for the webinar that's coming up, because there will be deep diving a little bit, and I'll be showing you how you can fast track these results, this area, how you can fast track these 8 essential areas, how you can deep dive into them, but on a fast track method. So because you know, it's about results. Leadership is about results. And so when you can fast track things, you can move quickly to get to obtaining results. So whether you working in an organization or you are leading your own business, you know, you need results and something that you can take away and begin to act on straight away to see yourself changing 2017 for you and the next 3 to 5 years. So let's see if I've covered everything. Of course, tomorrow will be the webinar, so really go to the link in the above me on the events. It's bit.ly/boost leader, BOOSTLEADER, boost leader. So bit.ly, it's bit.ly/boost leader, and that will take you to the webinar platform, and there you can get book your place. You know, book your place, and then you know we can move you along and show you how you can get these things established in your leadership, and to make it no fluff, results only. Thank you for being with me, and I will see you on the webinar tomorrow as the final of these trainings. I've got a special bonus coming up, special bonus coming up on the training as well after the webinar. So hey, sign up. It'll be the people that are on the webinar will hear about it, and those that stay on the webinar will get to have the special bonus. So get onto that, sign up for that, book your place for 4 p.m. London time, 4 p.m. London time, tomorrow, the 13th, Thursday. So have a great one, be powerful, and no fluff, results only leadership.